Rock the black. Black sisters, black people, black. Blackity, blackity, black, black, black. We're going to get into this word tonight. Black. What does it mean? Black, you know, we're using this term all over the place. We're calling ourselves blacks. We got to understand that all of these titles that they're giving us, these are contracts. And you want to understand what's in the contract that you're accepting for yourself. We're going to get into this thing. I'm yours truly, Diva Laree. We rocking it today, baby. I want to welcome everybody. Yeah. Let me get this thing up. Yours truly, Diva Laree in the house, rocking with ya. This is our new jingle. I hope y'all like it. You and A. Yeah. 5, 6, 7. I couldn't even count on my fingers. What's going on? Yeah. My hair don't move. My hair don't move. Yeah. I hope y'all doing all right today. I'm yours truly, Diva Laree. We are here with an open session on this 16th of November 2022. Who got Thanksgiving going on? Who's got Thanksgiving? Who's got the chitlins? I just want to know. Anybody eat chitlins still? I can't eat that. But I used to love them. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we got a lot of stuff going on this season. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome everybody. I'm yours truly, Diva Laree. This is an open session. Now I need to get into this because TikTok is kind of new for Diva Laree. I see Ife Tayo in the house. My healthy hair herbalist. Health herbalist. Yes. Hair health herbalist. When I learn how to read, then it's going to be all good. Ife Tayo, thank you for joining us. Beverly, Chernobyl, E.T., Signal D33 Planet. Welcome you all. Thank you all for joining us. Now, I need to talk to you all about this because we are new kind of to, we've got, 1,000? We've got 1,000 people who are members who've liked and shared and they're subscribed. Thank you all. I tell you, this is the channel you want to be a part of because we deal with manifesting everything we want in our dimension. That's what we do here. And that goes for all laws. If you want to really make sure you in good standing as we're shifting, because we're shifting right now, you want to be on this channel. Now, what has happened is that our channel on Facebook, because Facebook was one of my big platforms. Well, it was a platform I was most comfortable with because that's what I started working on. Any rate, we were actually banned. They took UNA America. They just took it off. Why? Because I was dropping the good stuff. You know, when they take your stuff off, you know you're dropping some real stuff. I didn't even realize how powerful it was until after they shut the channel down. I was like, oh, you know what I was talking about? Y'all know all this stuff going on with Kanye, what's my friend named Kyrie Irving, you know, even Nick Cannon, Whoopi Goldberg, where people have been canceled. Well, I was going deep on that stuff. I didn't realize how deep I was going, but I went deep. And actually, we're going to set that up where everybody can view that video and some of the other videos that we had from the channel because they took that down. I'm not going to go into it. I'm grateful and I'm happy for all of you here. I'm happy to be on this new platform, putting my energies into that. And thank y'all for putting your energies into me. I love all the hearts going up. I love it, and I love it. Now, let's get into what we're going over tonight. Now, I tried to put this title up. Black lives don't matter, and they wouldn't let me start with that. So I think the title is "Black is a Dead Contract." That's what it is. Black is a dead contract, and I want to talk about what this means. All right. So I hope y'all are paying attention, because I'm going to go deep, like I go deep. If anybody who has any pushbacks or any frustrations or aggravations with things that I say, I want you to take some time to research, because one of the things I have to tell people is don't knee jerk on what's going on and what's being told to you. We're all learning, okay? All of us are learning who we are. We've been told so many lies. We have to learn what our history is, what our ancestry is. And part of it is learning law. All right. As a matter of fact, the more you know about law, the better standing you'll have in this game. So I want to go over this term black, because a lot of us are not familiar or aware of what's really going on in law. Now, I need to say this because one of the things that we don't understand is that words are contracts. Letters, every letter is its own word, and you got to start to understand that, because we're using a lot of terms in this language we call English language, and we're not recognizing that we're making a contract every time we say a word. This is why they talk about spelling. They don't just call it spelling for nothing. It's really about spells. Every time you speak, you are spelling. You are creating a contract, all right? And so the same thing with these words that we take on. When you call yourself something, you are spelling. You are creating a contract. And so when you take on a certain word or a title that's given to you, that is a contract. So let's understand this. I have a session on YouTube. Also, by the way, y'all make sure y'all like and share this. All right. But on YouTube, we do have a session where we go, it's titled Names Melanated People Should Think Twice About Before Calling Themselves. And so you all want to check that out. But tonight, I really just want to go on this term black, because this is a term we're going to, as it's coming up, we're going to start to switch that. And you're going to start to recognize that people who know law and who really understand this game, they don't call their people black. And you're going to understand why, hopefully, as I speak on this. Now, I need y'all to understand where this term black comes from. It is about 500 years old. It's a new term. It's a fairly new word. And black comes from the term bleak, meaning B-L-E-A-K, or B-L-A-E-K. All right? B-L-E-A-K or B-L-A-E-K. And what I need y'all to understand is that that term means pale and without color. Pale and without color. That's white. All right? So I'm going to go into this term from an etymological standpoint so that we can understand what it really means on a spiritual level, on an etymological level, and on a legal level. We're going to go through those three things: spiritual, etymological, and legal. Those are very important. So we've got this term black that is a fairly new term, and it originally meant pale and without color. Now, I need some of y'all to understand this who don't know history, that the term black was originally not applied to melanated people. It was applied to albions, meaning so-called white people. They're not white. The original white people were melanated. Oh, boy, I flipped somebody's wig with that, didn't I? I need y'all to pay attention, because the term black and white have nothing to do with skin color at all. Nothing to do with skin color at all. As a matter of fact, look, if you look at your skin, if you are Copper colored being you're not black at all. Black is the color of my neck piece here. I'm brown. But I need you to understand that those terms have nothing to do with skin color. They had to do with status. All right. And this is why when you're talking about the term black, it meant originally pale and without color. And it actually applied to your lighter skinned people, your so-called albions, or excuse me, so-called white people when they're not white. What I'm going to tell you, first of all, let's go into it from a legal standpoint. Okay, as I just said, legally, when you are claiming to be black, you are saying that I am illegal to the government. You're saying I have no standing. You're saying you're an imbecile. You're saying that you are an orphan to the government or to the land. So when you're claiming to be this, again, you're not told that, but those who are in power want you to take on this term so that you're saying, oh, I'm illegal. I don't have rights. So I don't have time to get into it tonight, but I want y'all to take a look at the SF 181 form. This is the ethnicity form where people, when they're coming into the country, they claim who they are. All right. And though some of the people who have come here, for example, from Africa, they darker than you and anybody, any other melanated being in the Americas, but they're calling themselves white. Why are they calling themselves white? Because it has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with your status. And originally, the people who were coming in here, what they call the original Europeans, those were dark-skinned people. The original Europeans were dark-skinned people. And when they were coming in, they were called white. Why? Because what white deals with is purity of blood. We're not getting into that tonight. It deals with owner of land and royalty. Has nothing to do with skin color. What is your status? How high are you? That's what it dealt with. So your original people coming in here who were Moroccans, Tunis, Algiers, Tripoli, Montezuma, British. They were dark-skinned people and they were called white because of their status. All right. And your original people of the land, your Indians, so-called Indians, they were considered Indians. Now, I bring up that SF 181 form because depending on what title you're claiming, that's going to determine how many benefits you get. All right. So one of the laws, and again, when you know law, you're going to understand that one of the laws is that the government, so-called government, has to take care of you regardless of who you are. They have to take care of you. Well, what is the lowest status on that list? Black is the lowest status. So if you're claiming to be black, it has nothing to do with skin color. It's you saying, well, I'm illegal to the government. I have no standing. I'm an imbecile. I'm dead. That's what you're saying. Black means dead in the eyes of the law. Black. So we've got to understand what's going on when we accept these titles. Why is it that these people are able to get away with doing certain things? Well, because of what you claim. Oh, come on, Diva. Now it's racism and white supremacy and all this stuff is going on. You got to understand this game. And when you start changing your title and what you're calling yourself, you're going to be treated differently. And we're going to go into briefly while we're talking about the legal side of it. I want to deal with the Dred Scott case, for example. Now, one of the things that's not been told to us is that originally, they want, okay, first of all, they want you to think of slavery when you think of melanated people back in the day. But back in the day, in the Americas, there was melanated people who were lawyers, judges, landowners, bankers. They're not telling you that. But the people who came over here, the Moors, they knew how to run all of that stuff. when I say Moors, there was an elite group of Moors who knew how to create governments. So they want you to think, oh, the Constitution was written by some Albions. No, it wasn't. Those were quote unquote elite Moors. And why do we call them elite? Because they had a higher knowledge. All right. So I'm going into the Dred Scott case because, we've been made to think, oh, this is all the people were slaves, all the melanated people were slaves. No, what happened with Dred Scott is he was a melanated being coming from, he was a slave. Now, the deal is, during his court case, he called himself an African and other terms that give you a lower status. Now, here's the deal. When we do our research, we're going to find out that there were Albions, light-skinned people who came into this country who were enslaved. As a matter of fact, the original slaves were Albions, so-called white people. So the term slave comes from the term Slavic or Slovakian. All right, those were light-skinned people. Those were the original slaves, light-skinned people. So when you do your research, you're gonna find light-skinned people were trying to have cases too, so that they're not called slaves anymore. And they still were enslaved. It doesn't have anything to do with the skin color. It had to do with what you were calling yourself. He called himself an African. Now, I need y'all to understand there's certain terms, African, African American, Negro, colored, black. Those are lower status terms. And when you're calling yourself that, especially if you say black, then you don't have any standing. Again, you're dead in the eyes of the law, and a dead being can't own anything. I need y'all to understand that. I'm going to say it again. A dead being can't own anything. And if you're calling yourself black, then you're calling yourself a dead being in the eyes of the law. So you got to start to understand that, because as you do, then you'll learn how to walk differently, so that when you make a statement, when you deal with these agencies and these agents out here, they're going to treat you differently because of what your status is. And it starts with understanding and knowing what to call yourself and what not to call yourself. All right, so now we're understanding that black, the term black means dead in the eyes of the law. It means you are without standing. All right. It means you are illegal to the government. Now, let's go into this from a etymological standpoint. When you break it down, so I want y'all to look up the term black, comma, do a search, whether it be a Google search or a DuckDuckGo search, but black, comma, etymology. And you want to find that, again, it goes back to the terms bleak, B-L-E-A-K, or B-L-A-E-K. It means pale and without color. So we're understanding that legally you don't want to take on that term. But from an etymological standpoint, it doesn't even match you. It doesn't describe you. As a melanated being, you are not pale and without color. Somebody has switched these terms. Now, I go into it in some of my other sessions where in the mid-1800s is when there was a switch. But I want y'all to understand something. I told y'all that originally the Albion was called black. In the mid-1800s, there was a spiritual shift, and all of these terms that apply to Albions, melanated people start taking them on. Like soon, there's a switch going on right now. And just like you're seeing, Albion's going to start calling themselves the N-word. I'm letting you know there is a switch, and that's what happened, whereby, again, this term started being applied to melanated people. Now, going back to the etymological term, I need y'all to understand something. When you look up the term black, or anything in any other foreign languages like Spanish, French, anything coming from your Latin languages, anything that start with a BL and then with a K sound, what that means white. Blanco, that's white. Blanc, Blaque in French, that's white. Even Latin, these BL words and ends with a K sound, that's white. I'm letting you know that even in other languages, this term originated as meaning pale and without color. So as we go through this, and Willa, if you there with me, send me a message if there's somebody who wants to go live. All right, because again, I do want to address anybody who's having issues with this, because as this information is coming out, we know that some people have issues with it because of what we've been taught. So let me know if there's somebody who wants to go live, Willa, and we'll see if we can bring them on. But let me finish with this first, where we're talking about this term and how when you look it up in other languages or anything with a BL and a K, you're talking about white. Spanish, which is, a lot of the terms are close to English. French, same thing. Other Latin languages. So now we're understanding that. But I want to go even deeper in this. When we're talking about this term black, I want to go look at, okay, so when we're talking about this term black, I want to break it down even further, all right? And I told y'all I'm new to this game, so I don't have my little things. I can point at it. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. All right. So I want to break the word black down. Now remember, we talked about every letter is a word. Every letter is its own word. But let's take a look at black as we break it up. All right. So we got B and then lack. B as in to be, and then lack as in not to have. One of the things that I found with BL terms is that they all mean to not have something. As we said, black originally meant bleak or pale and without color. So let's look at bleak as in B, to be, and then leak as in to lose something. Bleak, a lack of something. All right, let's look at blonde. All right, B as in to be, land means not to have. Look it up. Look up the etymology of these things that I'm saying. Okay, bleach, B as in to be, and leech as in to suck the blood out of something. You don't have. You're losing something. B, look at blank. Blank. B as in to be, lank as in something lost or lacking. Blank. Okay, look at, now I'm going to use this one. I want y'all to know something. This is another term that is, when you look up the etymology of it, it's a cursed term. Blessed. All right, blessed. B as in to be, and less as in to have less or not have enough of. That is really, I hear y'all, I know we've heard that so much. And, oh yeah, you be blessed, but really that's a curse. I want you to look it up on as under etymology. We use that term so often, and that's the thing about this English language, is that it was purposely created to throw people off on a spiritual level. And I'm not going into it today, but no, it was not created by the Albion. Melanated people created the English language. You can look up these people called the Phoenicians. They come from that Israelite tribe. Those 12 tribes, those are melanated people. The Phoenicians created English. And so I'm not going into that because there's so much that I got to put up on this site. But I want y'all to take some time to look into these things that I'm talking about, and do go ahead and check out these terms: blank, black, bleak, blonde, bleach, blank, blessed. All of them mean lacking something. So from an etymological standpoint, anything when you're dealing with anything BL, and then especially if it has a k sound on the end of it, you're looking at something meaning lacking. That don't describe melanated people. We're not lacking. But you got to understand, this is why this term deals with a status. And we've been tricked into thinking that, oh no, it means skin color. It means power. And by the way, this color right here, this is not black anymore. This color is ether. I just want y'all to know. Ether. Just want y'all to know there's that change. But you want to make sure, if you're taking on that term, that you understand from an etymological standpoint, from a legal standpoint, that it has nothing to do with describing you as a being. And as a matter of fact, going into the spiritual side, on a spiritual level, your subconscious hears this, and it is not a good fit for you on a spiritual level. So remember, I said this. I need to go, and then I'm going to get out of here because we got class. By the way, if you all ever want to be a part of the UNA University, go to unauniversity.com and visit us. But let me say this, because I need to, for us to understand who the Phoenicians were. Now, I spoke about how the Phoenicians come from the 12 tribes. They were people who migrated out. They were seafaring people, and they migrated out, and they were very good at creating contracts. If you listen to what I'm saying about Phoenicians, you hear what I'm saying, phonetic. You hear the term phonetic, meaning words. These people were very good at creating words and creating contracts. That's what they did. And so what they tended to do was to put people in bad contracts. They practiced black business practices, whereby they put people into these contracts and keep them there and have them enslaved. This is what a mortgage is. A mortgage is one of those kind of contracts. It is a spell. And when you listen to the term mortgage, mort meaning death, gage meaning pledge. Death, pledge is what a mortgage is. So these are the kind of contracts that they practiced in and getting people into to enslave themselves. All right. And of course, a lot of things went down where they got kicked out of places, but we won't go into that. I'm bringing that up so that you can understand what's going on with these languages, especially this English language. It was created for the purpose of throwing you off on a spiritual level. So this term black, it has a vibratory frequency that goes against your very spiritual energy. And so this is why, again, I understand, Black Lives Matter and black this and black that. You got to understand that those who are playing this game, they love for you to take on that term and raise it up to the highest. But it has nothing to do with who you are as a physical or spiritual being. So that term as you look at it, I'm going down this list with black, bleak, blonde, bleach, blank, blessed. All of them meaning to have, to lack. That's not you. So my thing is, recognize the spiritual nature of the term. Recognize the etymological nature of the term and the history of it, where it came from. And please, please, please recognize the legal ramifications when you're calling yourself this. And one of the things you're going to start to recognize is those people who know law will never call their people black unless they are intentionally trying to offend you. If I call you black, I'm trying to offend you, because really I don't go out to offend anybody, but it has nothing to do with being upright in law. All right. And so when you're saying you're black, when you're taking that term on, also please remember it is a contract. Whatever word you decide to call yourself, your name is a contract. Everything is a contract. When you have letters behind themselves, you're contracting, you are spelling. So when you say black, you're saying legally that you are dead and you have no legal standing, that you are illegal to the government. Those who are playing this game know that. They want you to walk in the court and say, I'm a black man living in a whatever. As soon as you said that, you have entered into a contract, and they're going to treat you like what you have called yourself. All right. So I have a lot more on that, but I want to leave you all with that. We've gone over the spiritual aspect of it, the etymological aspect of it, and the legal aspect. I want y'all to do your research. All right. If you'll have some questions or some pushbacks. Do we have anybody who wants to come in, Willa? Hair Health Herbalist says, Diva teaches us to write contracts, know who we are, stand in honor, and level up our lives. Yes, 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 yes. All right. And she says, Albion's own Black Lives Matter slogan and movement. Yeah, they do. So this is why you want to, once again, recognize what's going on with this term. You're entering contracts every time you call yourself something. Your name is a contract once again. The term black, colored, Negro, all of those are contracts. And every time you say it, then you have to be treated like what you call yourself. And again, you'll have these Africans, for example, that'll come over here, once again, darker than anybody here, but they'll call themselves white because they know, all right, because they know that it is a legal status. And I've heard so many times when people get upset with an African, for example, who says, I ain't black, don't call me black. You get upset with them, but they're saying they're not black because they know that black has to do with a status. All right. So once all of us become knowledgeable about these terms and these contracts that we're entering, then we can start walking like the gods that we are. Yes, you are. So make sure you know what titles and what contracts you're putting on yourself. All right. So if I don't have anybody, nobody wants to come on and talk to Diva. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Make sure you all check us out on UNA Republic on YouTube. We're UNA Republic here on TikTok. All right. And also, if you're wanting to reach me, I'm yours truly, Diva Laree, DIVAALYRI. Check us out. You can check me out on Facebook because they shut us down. They shut us down on Facebook because we was telling too much of the truth. Well, guess what? We ready to go deeper with it, baby. I want to thank all of y'all for joining. Send me a message. Let me know what you think. Make sure it's all love because it's all love here. Diva Laree, I'm out. Yours truly. We'll see ya next time. Bye. Brain remix. The remix. I'm ready to go to class. All of my students, load up into the UNA University because we're ready to do this tonight. We're going over putting your car under trust and putting the DMV on notice, baby. We're putting our car under trust and putting the DMV on notice. All right, DeVillery, I'm out of here. 5, 6, 7, bring it. Yes, yes, yes. Wait a minute. Can I flip this screen? Somebody tell me how to flip the screen. I told y'all I'm a newbie. I'm a newbie. Okay, I can't flip the screen. I'm ready to go. My head don't move. My head don't move. Yeah. Bye, y'all. All right, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Wait, maybe that's it. There we go.